All right. Welcome back. Too much crew.
Too much.
I love it.
Too much
And
to
we
handle.
are so excited to have Taylor from Bravo's Southern Charm with us. We just have both watched you and just think you're like the kindest soul.
Okay, can I say something though? Can I tell the truth? So truth time.
Truth.
I had never watched Southern Charm at all because the couple of times that I had experienced anyone on Southern Charm, they were the major douchebag guys downtown. And I was like, I don't want to watch this. Like, I don't even like you.
You're like, I know what they're like in real life,
Exactly.
too.
I'm like, no. And so then she was like, oh, we're going to have Taylor. And I was like, okay, so I have to watch it now. So I was watching first off, I always like, when did Taylor start? Okay.
Oh,
That's
no.
where I'm going to start.
I'm like, I
at.
hope you skipped last season.
I did it.
Season 9
I
was
watched
not the
them
best.
all the way through. And then I told her, I was like, thank God we have Taylor because I actually love her and she seems so great.
Thank you.
And the
Thank you.
sweetest like soul.
I
Thank
know.
you.
I was
I
honestly
appreciate
getting
that.
worried because Lindsay can't hide her feelings well. So like I can now make sure I hide if like someone I don't really like. I'm good at just like keeping it smooth.
Yeah.
This one, you go into a room, her face says it straight away. So
Oh,
I'm
I
just
love
so
that.
glad because I was like, I'm gonna have to cancel on
I know.
Taylor.
She's like, stop watching now. Yeah, you still like her? Stop
I'm like,
watching.
wow, if you still like me after season 9,
I do.
thank you.
I do.
I appreciate it. Like that was definitely the hardest year, but no, I'm so grateful to be here and thank you ladies for having me.
So we love to start with any guest some fun game with them. And we thought what better way than to start with a drinking game.
Let's bring it on.
It's actually truth or secret. We were like, oh, truth or dare, but dares are way too hard to do in a podcast.
True,
room. I was like,
You can't do
Like,
that.
and do a cartwheel.
Yeah, I was like, get on the chair and twerk for us. That's it.
But secret, that's the one I'm like, I feel like all reality stars
Yeah.
have one secret that when they go on to a reality show, they're like, I hope this never gets out. That's what I want
Yes.
to
That's what we
know.
want.
Oh,
Give us
yeah.
the good, juicy stuff, Taylor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
So I'm
yeah,
hoping, I'm hoping
we'll
that you
figure out
land
what
on
that
the
is.
secret. So you get to spin from our, and we got to show it.
We
So
got
apple
secret
pie
apple pie. I hope I get
moonshine.
that, honestly.
Yes, it's like for real moonshine from like my family in Georgia. So
I
like
love it.
pretty good.
It's the real stuff.
Yeah, the real stuff.
Tequila,
All right.
secret truth. I just have to say I have not taken a shot in years. Like years. So when Lindsay said that we were doing this, I'm like, I'm not
Well,
taking a shot. She's like, no.
There's
we
no better
all
day to do it than right now.
Right?
I'm like trying to get it to where it'll actually spin really good for
okay.
us.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to
You
go.
got it.
Oh, wait.
Oh, stop it. Stop.
I was like, stop.
There it goes.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Alright.
So
Wait, is that the apple?
Yeah.
this is the
All
apple.
right, are we doing it all together?
No. So she's gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
You
so
didn't
I
know
don't
that?
have, no,
Yeah,
I thought whenever
we're
she
playing
spins
the
it.
game.
Oh my God.
We can't just make.
I'm
her
just
do
hoping that
it.
this is going to, kill whatever I have.
It is. It is.
Going on.
How was that?
I'll take another.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's so
Good.
good.
That is too easy. That's scary. 'Cause
good.
Is it
when
good?
moonshine's that good,
One of my friends from Michigan.
I'm over there just sipping on it,
Yes.
wasted.
One of my friends
15
from
minutes
Michigan
later.
came down, and then I was like, I am always the like forcer. I'm like, and a shot of tequila, and another shot of tequila.
See, that's
Always.
that used to be me. Not anymore.
No.
No, I can't do shots anymore. I just can't.
Well, you
Except
did
of
really
apple
I will. I
pie
have to.
moonshine.
I have to fully prepare myself. There's times where it comes back up, and I end up having to swallow it again.
It's fun.
It's not fun. So yeah,
And she's like, oh, should we just go and do shots? I'm like, we're literally just at a Mexican getting a
We're
margarita. And she's like,
celebrating.
shots. Oh,
I can do a mixed shot. If there's something in it
Like
that
a lemon drop or something like that.
yes,
Yeah.
green tea,
Baby
something
Guinness.
easy. Yeah,
have
something
you had a
like
baby
that.
Guinness before?
Is it where they like put ice? It tastes like
Baby
ice
Guinness.
cream.
It tastes delicious. It's like kind of like a milk, I would say.
Okay, yeah,
Like
yeah,
a creamy,
I have.
like Bailey's.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
it's Tia Maria and Bailey's or something
Yeah.
like that. But I'm like, that's the only shot I like doing.
Yeah, she was like, I'll take that. And we're at the Mexican restaurant. I'm like,
Yeah,
we're not
like,
gonna
no,
have
we're doing
that.
tequila.
Tequila. I'm like, we're celebrating the podcast. She's like, I'll have a margarita. Thank you. I'm like, at least one of us is the adult. It's
Yes.
fine.
You just add your
balance each
shot to
other
the
well.
margarita.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do
All right.
it?
Yeah, you're gonna do it too.
Oh,
Secret. I feel like you don't have secrets because you
she's like, I'm an open book.
No, she
That's
really
the
is.
thing
She
too. Is like
tells
I'm also an
everything.
open book where I'm like, I really have to think about a secret.
Secret.
I'm like, all my secrets came out
well, we
on the show on Southern
yeah.
Charm.
mainly season 9. But yeah, I was like, I've got to, because I talk too much.
yes,
And people are
I'm a
like,
big mouth.
they're like, Taylor, or I'll start talking about somebody else. And they're like, why did you tell people that? I'm like, I didn't think you would care. Like, I wouldn't care. And they're like,
sorry,
I
did you
care about that. And I was like, oh, my bad.
I'm sorry.
I always have to apologize a lot for giving other people secrets. I'm like, I didn't think you would care.
Yeah, no,
I didn't
I've
think
done that
that's
before.
Yeah, you.
And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you didn't tell him that yet. I didn't know that we weren't supposed to say it. Probably one of the first like altercations in a bar was with Shep. From
Wait,
Oh,
hang on.
yes.
an altercation in a bar was with Shep,
And Lindsay.
and because he was like, "You don't know who I am," and I'm like, "You are being so fucking rude," and I don't know who you are. I really
oh
didn't
my
know
gosh.
who he was.
Good for
And
you.
It was like one
this
of my
one.
first altercations on a downtown.
Oh my God.
On King Street was with him,
Sounds
and I was
about
like,
right,
"I am
honestly.
going to punch you in the face if you get any closer to my face right now." And
Good for you.
He was like, "Oh," you could tell he was so drunk, and then the bartender could tell like I was for real, like
Yeah.
gonna deck him, and I'm like, "No, get back."
Lindsay's gotten in numerous fights, so she would fight.
We love a feisty girl.
It
Yes.
is. I mean,
No, that's why I
Yeah.
have her with me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't fight. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Lindsay will fight my bad.
And you're just behind her like, yeah, what she
Yeah,
said.
5'1", yeah. Go, Lindsay,
You're like, go get him.
no,
I'm here cheering you on.
they were so mean to me.
And of course, and it would be with him.
Well, yeah, it was. It was like
So I'm
right.
like, what was he doing? Was he just hitting on
So
you?
no, I was going up to the bar to get another one, and they
Yeah.
were kind of busy. And he came in like his shoulder and like kind of blocked me out. I was like, "Excuse you," and he was like, "I'm up here." I'm like, I don't care. Move. I was up here. And then he's like putting it all into me. And I was like, "You're being such a douchebag. Stop." I'm like, they're going to
The
get everyone a
entitlement.
drink. Calm down. And then he was like, you must not know who I am. I'm like,
Oh,
no, I don't know.
that is the most like cringy.
No, I
ick.
can't.
Yes. It's
Yes.
so.
And I've been around the boys too. And granted, Shep got a lot better. But some of them, majority of them, have not and still have not. And I'm just like, it is really cringy. Like, you're not Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
No. And then
What's
Not everyone knows who
crazy
you are.
is when I moved from London to Charleston, I was like, oh, it's a big city. And then you realize it's very small here. But
Very small.
I started casting an HGTV show, and I was like, meeting different realtors and stuff. And one of the girls I spoke to was like, oh, every guy here has Peter Pan syndrome. I was like, I had never
What's Peter Pan syndrome.
I had never heard of
Welcome
that
to
term
Charleston.
before. And I'm like, oh, it's a thing here. It is a thing.
Oh,
really.
it is. And it's because there is so much more women than men.
Mhm.
And so the men are just like, oh, I have my pick. I can settle down whenever I want. And then all of a sudden they turn around like it's party every single day. There's always something going on.
That's all we do here.
Yes.
Like, it's like,
It's
oh,
that
we
and, like-
drink. We have lots of
Yeah.
places to drink and eat yummy food. and
Yes.
That's about
It's
it.
just eating and drinking.
Yeah.
So the men all of a sudden they wake up one day, they're 50-some years old, and they're like, "Ma, I don't have to change my ways. Like
Yeah.
I'm already
good.
like I'm good. I'm having a great time. I'm
yeah.
in my 50s. I'm
Yeah.
hooking up with these 20-some-year-olds, and you're just like,
It is wild.
I'm sorry, but reality shows, and like you're just not everybody knows who you are.
And are you and Shep still on good terms, or how?
I mean, if I see him out, I'll give him a hug, say hello. But yeah, we had this like mutual respect for each other until I heard that he was like talking about my relationship, where I was like,
Yeah.
Never
Excuse
mind.
me?
No.
I was like, you don't have any right to like talk about me or my relationship.
No.
You are my ex. You didn't treat me the best in our relationship. So like respectfully, move this way.
I know.
Yes.
It was,
So, yeah.
I think it was the episode where Shep was talking about your like grandparents referencing him and like that they love him. And I'm like, you just also like when you break up, like you just don't.
Yeah. I don't talk to his family at all. So, and I was just like, I feel like it was just a weird where I was like, there's just no respect for the breakup. Like my parents, my grandparents, everyone knows what you did and it's not hidden. So I don't think
I think they'd like you now.
my family are like, yeah, we miss you, dude.
Yeah.
We just really wish that you would be back with our daughter cheating on her. Like,
Yeah.
no.
That was really great of you. We love it.
I was like the audacity. I was like, yeah. So I was just like, we had a mutual respect for each other, and now I'm kind of like, you overstepped your boundaries.
Mhm.
So I just kind of am like, you're over here now. And we're like an ex should be anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Are we an exclusive interview since you first left?
Since I made my announcement, yeah.
I was like,
It
I think
is.
we're an
Look
exclusive first
Look
one.
at us.
So yeah, when I did Biofiles, I hadn't announced yet, but they're like, "Do you think you're going to go back?" And I was like, I don't know. And then they're like, "Oh, you should jump ship and go to Southern Hospitality." I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I've talked to some people about, possibly doing that, but I couldn't say anything because I hadn't announced it."
Mhm.
But walking away in that first moment is like, what did I just do? Like what? Oh, like what am I supposed to do? What's next? How am I gonna continue on like promoting like my brand, my company? And it was like that moment of, oh no. And then now that they've started filming, they've picked back up filming, and I had Rod Razavi call me. Not Rod Reyes call me, and he's giving me all the tea, and I was like, Rod, I was like, I love you, but like, I'm so glad that I am not a part of that anymore.
Yeah.
And it feels so good to not have the anxiety. And Molly's been texting me about certain things that are going on. And I'm just like, I wish I was there to help back you up. And I wish that I was there to help like stand up to you. Because what I know now about certain people on the cast, I'm like, oh,
I will say Molly was
last 5 seconds in my presence. So I was like, I wish I was there to help you, but at the same time, I'm so glad.
What was the point of you deciding to leave?
Just didn't really feel a connection with the cast. And like there are people on the cast that I do genuinely care about and like I do keep up with, but there's also a lot of people that I'm just like, we don't speak for 9 months out of the year, and then all of a sudden we pick up production, like filming again, and then you're like, all you care about is my life and what's going on in my life and talking about my life. And I'm like, you don't know me. I don't know you. So the fact that you're speaking upon my life as if we've been best friends for the last 5 years.
And you could tell that. You could totally see it. Like they were mean girls to you. And
oh, yeah.
I was telling you before we started, I'm like, Taylor needs a Lindsay friend on the show. Like they need to deck them. Like they're, I don't know.
I know.
It was like a lot of mean girl things to you that I was.
And
yelling.
Were Olivia and you hanging out a lot off camera as well?
We did.
Mm-hmm.
And Olivia is a very much so like a homebody.
Yeah.
And I'm very much so like, let's go out, let's go do. And so like we would hang out outside of filming. She was one of the only people that I did other than like Rodrigo and I still hang out with Rob Razavi all the time. We're going to see him later this afternoon. But like those kind of people, like anybody else, I was like, I don't see you. And not that I don't like care about you, but I would see like Lev is very busy. Like she's busy being a mom. She's busy running her empire. Vanita like travels up to New York for half the time. So it's like those people I didn't really get to see. But yeah, outside of that, it's just kind of like
you could tell.
With because I produced and still do a lot of reality TV, I know that so many scenes get cut and things end up not the way that you thought they would. Is there one scene that you feel like if viewers saw that, like it would put things in a different perspective?
I think that this past season, the main reason why I returned was one, I was hoping that Olivia would be back and we could mend things and move forward, which we have been able to do that, and we have moved forward. And If she's getting married, like, I'm so happy for her. She's got her stuff with the YouTube show going on.
Yeah.
But that was one of the big reasons why I returned, was to just like mend things with the girls. I could have cared less what the guys were doing. And pretty much every single scene that I had with, whether it's Leva or Vanita or the girls, like, all together, like the girls from last season, not necessarily the new girls, but those all got cut. Like, we had a girls' night. We had so much fun. And I was like, that really sucked, because you couldn't see that happened. Like, that there was a reconciliation.
Well, it's interesting because I did obviously see on Instagram, like, you guys have been going to some events together recently. So, like, you can see that you're all together taking pictures together.
Yeah. And so that was one thing that it did bite, where I was like, and I'm glad I did get to come back and, I guess, sort of mend things and make it seem like I exited on a better note than I did season 9. But when there's a new person coming on and all they're doing is just digging. And I'm like, I don't know you. You're new. You're not my, like, literally. I was like, I'm not paying attention to you. I'm trying to focus here with the women of last year. Yeah. But, like, you're like this annoying little thing where I'm like, stop. just stop. My focus is right here. So, yeah, but we got through.
What do you think Andy Cohen is like?
I really like Andy. He means business. Like, he's like, I'm
getting down to the bottom of whatever.
He does. Yeah. He's a smart businessman. He's like, we're
totally
pulling it out of you.
He totally
is. Like, he started as, like, at Bravo as, like, a VP of development. So, like, behind the scenes developing programs, like what I kind of do now, not for a network, but for a production company. And, like, then The Housewives started, and then he went on camera. Yeah, it's so interesting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy Andy. His personality was going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, you're too good.
He's just, like, such a figure.
No, he totally is. And, like, he really is. He's very down to earth. He does go out of his way to, like, say hello. And my mom met him, and she was like, she gave him this book that my brother had written. And she was like, I just wanted to give this to you for you to read to your kids. And he was like very genuine. And he was like, tell your mom thank you again for the book. That was really sweet. And it's just like, I don't know. But yeah, at the end of the day, when you go up for Watch What Happens Live, you're
like nervous. Are you shaking?
Oh yeah.
You're like,
because the first time I went on, and thank God I was with Naomi, but she goes, so she's like, he's gonna ask you questions. Don't make it long-winded. Be short, concise, and move on. And I was like, okay. She goes, because if you don't, Andy will start talking over you, or he'll start checking out. And I'm like, sometimes, so I'll do notice that, like, if we're doing Watch What Happens and someone has a long-winded answer and he's like,
yeah, okay.
And I'm like, oh, he's not listening anymore. I'm like, he's just in here to get his job, like, do his job. So
was there one producer that you loved?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Because producers and people behind the scenes never get shout outs. So I want to be able to give them a shout out.
I wouldn't say that I had a bad relationship with any of, like, our producers or showrunners. I think that everybody was, like, very easy to work with. But Erin Foy is one of my favorites. But yeah, I would say that her as a showrunner, Morgan and her girlfriend, I always want to say wife, but they live down in Texas. They've always done stuff up here, but I got to know them throughout the years, and they've just always been so great too. But yeah, I mean, I know that the guys could say otherwise because they literally yell at the producers all the time. So I'm sure that there's a few of them that they're like, I don't like this person, I don't like this person, because they will get on the phone and start screaming, and I'll have a producer show up to the house and they're like, sorry, I just got an earful from so and so. I'm like, I was like, well, we'll have today will be easy for you. Like, I'm like, I want to make your job easy.
A cup of tea.
Yeah, like whatever.
I'm not getting mad at you. I promise.
Yeah, I'm not going to yell. I'm never going to call and yell at people. That's just not my MO.
It's so interesting how different cast members can be, how they are with.
Well, yeah, they think that they're Matthew McConaughey.
Yes. I will say, watching the indie, like watching the later ones, I'm like, oh, I actually feel sorry for you.
You know what? It depends on the show. I mean, when I was producing Made in Chelsea, it's very similar to Southern Charm, like the London version of that. Most of the cast, there were times, and again, I am quite easygoing and I'm like a nurturer. So just like personality. So I just love people. So I never really got yelled at. There's a couple of instances, but they did it to other producers.
Right.
And I was like, it's just crazy how they can act one way with one and another with, you know, but I feel like they find the ones that they know they can have that boundary with. Like, yes, the weak link. Yeah.
Well, it's the same. The people that they know that we were just talking about aren't going to say anything back.
Yeah.
Like, and that's me. I'm not the person that's going to, unless I know that I'm like standing on ground that I like cannot be shaken. I'm like, no,
There's a few times when you use like smoke. I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, thank you.
Is there anyone that you will happily never see again that's on the show?
There is.
Is
that my secret?
See, we're getting to.
I think it's like pretty evident.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Sally.
Yeah. I'll be very glad to never see her again.
Yeah.
And if you see her in a bar,
she actually runs away, which is I'm like, great.
Oh, I can see it. I can see her being like,
if there's cameras around, different story. But when there's not cameras around, I'm like, come up and talk to me, girl, because I've got some things to say.
Some things.
I could finish up our conversation.
But she won't.
Oh no.
How's everything going with Gaston?
It's good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Are you guys like loved up? Like,
well, loved up. I wouldn't say like so he was just in Texas, or he's coming back today from Texas, but he keeps like he's ready to make that next step and like get married. And for some reason, I'm like, I haven't thought about marriage in such a long time that it's like,
and when you become really comfortable with yourself and where you are, it's really hard.
And I was like, well, why? Like, we don't have, like, we're happy. Like, we're happy with where we are. Like, we don't, because I think it's also too, like, that next thing of, okay, y'all are getting married. Like, well, when are you getting engaged? That's the first thing. Okay, when are you getting married? When are you having kids? When's your second child? And it's just like, the expectations that come along with everything. And I'm just kind of like, I'm happy and I'm good with where we are right now.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm just now getting back to the point where I feel myself again. And I'm like, let's just keep that where it is.
Yeah.
Because when we add on to the plate,
it's just like now I feel like you can be like, I can just totally be myself and not have to worry that someone is like going to twist my words or going to do this or something.
But
it's
it's like see an Instagram story. See, I do my little research on.
I love it. Yeah, you have to do your FBI agent stuff.
I literally FBI on you. Yeah. Where you were posting that girls were saying that Gaston was at Hall's Chop House with other girls. I'm like,
and like that too, where I'm like, I just want that, like that whole part of my life and world. Like, I'm ready for that to just kind of like, and.
So
obviously,
they just
because
like slide into your DMs saying that stuff.
No, it was on like a Reddit post.
Oh, Reddit! Yeah, God, I love some Reddit.
Yeah, it was like, and he gets stuff sent from his friends that are like, "Did you see this? Did you hear that?" And he gets stuff around like, "How am I not seeing any of this? Like, how are you and your friend, like your guy friends, are like getting all this information, and I'm not?" I was like, "I'm the one that's." This is like should be my information.
Right?
Yeah. Right. So yeah, there was I guess a Reddit post. It was like I was out at Hall's last night and like Gaston was there with like a bunch of girls, and she said, or I guess the post, I don't know who it was, but
a girl.
Yeah, it probably was. I'm like Sally.
Sally.
Yeah, I was like, and then I go, that's funny because I was like, we go out a lot, but that weekend specifically, my cousin was in town. We didn't do anything on Friday night. Saturday night, we went all the way out. Could be the furthest point from downtown Charleston, Allendale.
Yes.
So like at our friend's house grilling out. And I'm like,
literally the country.
How is it that these people are just going to be like, oh, we saw him out last night? And I'm like, we're doing the most wholesome thing. Like we've got our dogs running around in the backyard. We're grilling out with our friends. We're playing card games. I was like, this is insane. I say that I'm ready for that part of my life, but if I do film with Southern Hospitality, if that is on the docket, then I mean, he's more open to film with them because he also is friends with them and he knows them.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't tend to hate everybody like he does on Southern Charm.
Well, that's when everyone's like, you need to bring him. He needs to come out. I'm like, why would he? Like, y'all are literally attacking so much, and he's not even here, and y'all are attacking.
None of them have met him, and they have this preconceived notion of him because of a newcomer that they also don't know. I'm like, you also don't know the newcomer, what they're capable of. But I'm like, I haven't even had the chance to introduce him to the group, and he already has this like preconceived notion that he's just like this awful, horrible guy.
Yeah.
And so why would he come around?
Yeah.
Why would I want, like, I'm
But
not gonna,
it's
I don't,
so-
and I also don't need to prove to them
No.
anything.
They're
Like,
not
I don't
your
need to
close.
prove
They're
to
not
you
your
who my
inner
boyfriend
circle.
is.
So it's like,
But like,
Yeah.
do any of them look in the mirror? Like, you're talking about this guy being a bad guy,
Yeah.
yet you know
I'm
that
like-
Shep cheated on you. Like,
yeah. And like, all of you guys have
done
like
that.
skeleton.
yes.
I'm just like, yeah.
Can
and
I just say I loved it every time? And you're like, summer fling. Like,
It's a fling.
don't-
It's a fling.
like, keep going. But I'm going to interject
I
every
couldn't-
time.
And obviously I did too. I was like, that was also the time that you were full on dating someone on national television.
Yes.
So you saying that you were dating Gaston while also dating Joe, then wouldn't you have been cheating on Gaston?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yes.
So the 3 months that she was filming on Southern Hospitality, she was dating Gaston. He was like, we had lots of run-ins.
Yes.
So
He's like,
run-in.
but we were both seeing other people.
Other people. Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
we never dated. And I'm like, it's okay if you did. But he's like, but we just
Yeah.
didn't. It was
Yeah.
very known that we were
Yeah.
not dating.
She's not that type of girl.
Yeah. He was like,
Yeah.
why would I be dating someone that when she's dating a guy on national television?
Right.
Like, I'm not dating her.
Or
I was like, it just does. I was like, 1 + 1 does not equal 2 here.
But I feel like she's just trying to make more of the relationship than what it was. Like, that's just her
Yeah.
intention.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's to hurt you or just.
I think it's just a drama. She just seems like a drama girl. Like,
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
think it was
it's
her
just drama.
storyline, and that was.
Yeah.
But again, I was like, I'm not being used as a storyline.
This is not real
And my
life. And my
boyfriend,
real
who's
boyfriend
not even on the show or getting paid,
It's not being used.
is not going to be used
Yeah.
as a storyline.
He's not getting a check, and
Yeah.
I actually really like him. So
Yeah. Exactly. To wrap that all, like, I'm very happy, and I know we say marriage and stuff, but I'm like, maybe just like wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
in the
I'm
future,
very
just not
happy
right
right now. I'm
now.
like, just like push it back a little bit.
And so with your brand, Reset Athletic, which
I know Lindsay's
have
got it
our
on. She's got
model
the
here.
Katie
And
bra.
I
Like,
love it.
so what are these pieces?
So that's the Katie bra. And did you get the bodysuit?
No, I want. So
Oh,
that
no,
was
that's
one of
the-
my
oh,
questions.
that's the
I
crop.
want the bodysuit
The bodysuit,
so
we
bad,
probably
and
are
it's only in
sold.
large. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I kept
we got to get.
going back, and I'm like, what is this going to come in stock?
We got
I want the bodysuit.
I know we should put stuff on pre-order, but now with like all the tariffs and stuff, we're trying to figure some things out. But yeah, no, that Katie bra is one of our most popular items.
It's so soft.
It's
too.
sold out.
Like
Like we've had to restock it so many times.
it's like the best quality. It's super soft. And then
Thank
what do
you.
you do with your packaging to where it smells so damn good?
Okay.
I'm like, opening it, and I'm like,
Thank you.
Lindsay,
What
Lindsay
is-
did call me. She's like, I just received the package and I haven't even looked inside, but everything smells really good. What does she do?
Wow.
I'm like, I don't know.
It smells like a yummy man. You want to yeah.
It is so my business partner, she has worked in this space before. That's why we kind of got things started. Because I said that I wanted to get into something like this, but I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
She was like, well, guess what? I used to work in this space. I have all the contacts. I have the know-how, the little details like that.
Yeah.
She's like, and then we'll also have a little scent that we can spray in the packages that makes it smell good. And I have had a lot of people go, wait, what is that? And I'm like, it's our scent.
How is the brand going? What are kind of is that what you're going to start focusing on? What's the future for you?
That is going to be my primary focus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, and this is all new for me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm like, I am learning and I'm learning quick. We actually have, short court sport, like the pickleball company.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One of my friends works for them, and the two owners, I actually know them through, well, I think I had met one of them through like Shep's friend group or something. So way back. So he had reached out and was like, told Chrissy, my friend, oh, don't you know Taylor from Southern Charm? Well, why doesn't she do a little pop-up in our store? So we got that going. And then all of a sudden Chrissy was like, do you guys want to, we're like, Ned and Neil are looking for somebody to be the provider of our athletic line. And so
Nice.
we are looking and working with Short Court.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's so big.
Sign
So I
the
was
fuck
I'm like,
up.
okay, so this is going to be kind of like our next big project in
Yeah.
line.
Yeah,
So we're hoping to like fully launch that at the end of summer.
Do
And it's
that.
been extremely humbling where when we first launched, and then all of a sudden we started seeing these orders come in, and then there's like all these people, the names that where I go, oh my gosh, that's one of my great friends. This is, oh my gosh, all my friends are buying. I started crying. I was like, my friends are supporting me, and I just was so emotional. I was like, I don't know why I wouldn't. I don't know why I wouldn't feel like you guys wouldn't support me, but of course, I'm like, duh.
Yeah, it's a good feeling when you put something out into the world and people are like they're loving it.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, that was me.
I know it's just and too, because we are doing this. It is just a me and Jess. It's a 2-person show, so like it is just me and Jess doing all of it. Like we are doing everything. So we don't have like a PR company behind us that's going, okay, we're going to get you guys over here. We're going to get you all over here. We're going to send this out.
It's just organic growth of like you guys talking to people, doing it, people sharing it. And
exactly.
Which is
so
amazing.
Like it really is. It's a humbling experience, but it's been really good. And it's made me feel a little bit more normal just because for a while I was just in a rut, like from season 9's thing and then the passing of my brother and like all this stuff where I just kind of was like, I don't know what I'm doing in life. And I was just stuck. And so I finally like got myself.
That spark. I need like finding that spark of like something that you're like can put that time and effort in that you know is coming back and it's your thing.
I do feel like when you lose someone, like I lost my dad, who was like my biggest cheerleader in life. And I do feel like when you lose someone that's like your heart, that you're like, what, like, I don't know, it just puts your life totally different after that. I mean, and then you're like, how, like, to feel and get that spark back and to do something that actually matters, you know, and make people feel good.
Do you think reality TV is in the future? What if you could do any show, what would it be?
I would love to do Below Deck. I would love to be a stewardess. I think that it would be cool to live that life and be, it would be very fun. But
we're gonna have drama. Let's be on a yacht.
I know, be on a yacht. Might as well.
Private chef.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be such a fun experience.
I can actually picture you on that one.
I would I honestly would love to do. I know how to tie a cleat knot. That's about it. At least I've got like one step. But if not, I mean, I'm sad that they took Winter House away.
Yes.
I thought that would always be a really fun show because it's just a melting pot of everybody.
Yeah.
But, and it's just like, I like to laugh. And so when there's more humor and laughter on a show, I'm like,
can we just all have fun?
It's a nice reprieve from all the drama of something where people aren't like yelling at each other. They're just doing stupid stuff.
Yeah. So were you Team Paige or Team Craig?
So I was, honestly, when I first started to hear about everything, I didn't really have like team anybody. All I said was that I thought that Craig didn't owe Paige anything after the breakup. And that, you don't owe anybody anything after the breakup. You guys are broken up. Now learning more of like what I do know, I do think that Craig did owe Paige, something because she respected him and respected his time and space to kind of process and go through the breakup when they actually broke up.
Yeah.
So I think that out of respect, because she respected him, he could have done the same for her. So that it was my take. And then, obviously seeing the finale of Summer House and her view on the breakup and everything and hearing her talk about it, I was like, I think that Paige is kind of...
Because something recently came out, I feel like it was the past couple of days, like where Paige's mom said something. Did you see this?
No.
Paige's... No, something... And again, I don't know if this is actually true, so... but it said like Paige's mom said that basically Paige was a shell of herself after dating Craig and
her dad.
Was it her dad?
Her dad.
Okay.
I know that she had said something about her dad.
Yeah.
Saying like, I didn't or maybe it was her mom too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Regardless, said that she seemed more. They didn't realize that she had changed so much until they saw her outside of the relationship. Where they go, "Oh my gosh, you're yourself again.
She's back."
Yeah.
And then Craig was like, "This person that I'm seeing, like, I don't even know that person." We're like, "Yeah, that's what they're saying." That's exactly it. Yeah.
Like she had lost like who she was, her spark, and then like she's back. Yeah.
And Paige is, she's iconic.
Yeah.
She's stunning. She's funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's successful. Like,
we've been watching. We've been listening.
I'm happy for her. I want both of them to be happy. Paige is just like she's a badass.
Yeah.
Like, she's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
And I hope that that's the same for
Yeah.
Craig. I hope he just continues on.
Recently listening to Giggly Squad, and they are just so funny. And
I get all the clips. I need to actually listen because I
love Hannah.
I go
Hannah-
on their Instagram page
Love
and
it.
I just, they're just so funny. They just bounce off
Yes.
each other so well.
And what I love about, Paige is that on Southern Charm, you didn't really see her personality. I feel
not at
like
all.
when I went to Giggly Squad, I was like, oh, you're completely different.
I didn't even.
Like,
Okay, so this, I text Jillian. So this whole time that I've been listening to Giggly Squad forever, and she's always talked to about like Craig. Never seen any of the Southern Charm. So when they brought in Paige, I was like, wait a minute. Like, did you know this was? And she's like, yes.
I messaged that. I'm like, yes. Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I
We're
never
together.
connected the dots at all, but I think it's because I never.
Oh, you
They
didn't
write-
know that
Southern-
Paige was
that
Giggly Squad
Paige.
page and the
Yes.
Southern Charm page.
Yes.
No.
And
Or
that
Summer-
when
yeah.
she was
Yeah.
talking about Craig, it was that I had to.
You're like, who the hell's Craig? Reality TV shows are like 1,000-Pound Sisters, Botched.
TLC.
Yes. Like Bailin' Out Loud.
I
like
love Bailin' out loud.
Love.
Love
Love on the Spectrum. I bawled my eyes out. Like, I'm now rewatching it again, and still, I just like bawled my eyes out. I'm like, they're just so perfect.
It's the purest,
Yeah.
sweetest love. I'm like, we
When
all
I tell
should
you
be
I'm
like
obsessed,
them.
I just got. I'm waiting because for some reason Tanner and Connor's cameos, they like go like they're not available. And so I have it to notify me when it is available because that's also part of Gaston's birthday gift. Does he ever get sad or
that's what
cry
I
or
said.
mad?
He's just so sweet. So I had spoken to them months ago. It was before season 3, this new one that came out when it was like the gap. So maybe it was like last year. Gosh, time flies. But Tanner and his mom did the call with me, and he's just the sweetest.
It's like a big,
kindest.
yes, ma'am.
He's just
Yes,
fun.
ma'am.
Yes.
Sweet. Like,
And
he's
just-
perfect.
And did you see
Oh
his
my gosh.
recently? He just posted that his sister's having the baby, and he's like, "We're having a
No.
baby.
Oh my
We're doing the
gosh.
gender reveal." And
I did.
I'll
their
cry
family,
if I watch it.
their family is just so
Sweet.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell they're a wholesome Southern, like,
Yes.
love their family, love their people. Like, you can tell.
And also,
I
just
know,
one of my
his-
friends in New York, her son is autistic, and she was like, "Jillian, when I saw that show, it gave me so much hope for my son."
Right?
And so I'm like, this is what
Yeah.
that show is doing
Yes.
for people. So I do think like there is some good reality
There
TV.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
like
See,
that
those are
one.
like my real. When
Okay.
people are like, do you watch The Housewives? I'm like, I really should. I just restarted. I watched Vanderpump season 10. Like when the whole scandal came out, I was like,
Yeah.
wait,
What?
I gotta watch this. We just started season 1 last night because my girlfriend is staying with me. She
I
goes,
love it.
she's like, you haven't seen Vanderpump?
I have not seen that one in a while.
It's
I
like,
need
no.
like it's hard because there's so much
I
now
know.
available.
But like the
so
drama
it's-
and too, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is PTSD.
this is yeah.
But-
you're like,
I'm like, I know how the meat's
I'm
made.
getting attacked.
So that's why I'm like, yeah, I love a wholesome, like funny,
Mhm.
like just easy smile, laugh. And like, yeah, if you can get me to cry,
Yeah.
so
yeah, we're
Yeah.
I'll watch this
Right.
show back
The
time and time again.
Kardashians, I will.
Oh, yeah,
forever and
Kardashians is
always
just a
love. They're the
classic.
OGs. Like I
Yeah,
will watch
Jersey Shore.
every single. Yeah,
That
Yeah.
kind of reality TV will never be
No.
made again.
I
Like,
do have to give myself props because I partied with Pauly D. So in London,
damn,
She was
I
great.
love that.
it was.
I can picture
a
them
long,
being a
long
fun
time
time.
ago. They were a fun time. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Craig's into his conspiracy theories.
Yes.
I'm
Are
a
you?
conspiracy theorist. I love a conspiracy.
Okay, so
theory.
I'm a very like you can convince me anything. You can convince me anything. So
See, and you can't
at
convince me
first,
of anything.
anything.
So I'm like, I mean, let's go down the rabbit hole.
I do go down rabbit holes, and then by the end of it, I'm like, oh, I'm
It's-
full on invested. Like this is real.
So
So the
with
pandas.
UFO. Okay, the pandas and the UFOs alien hats that you guys had on, the tinfoil
The
hats.
tinfoil hats. That
Do you
was something where I was
believe
like,
that is
yes.
okay.
I mean, I can be convinced of it.
Yeah.
I think it's silly and more funny than actually, but at the same time, I'm like, well, the aliens are going to see and hear us when it airs on national television. So I was like, if we were quiet, if we were in a basement and we had these on, Craig would have fully convinced me, like, no one's ever going to find out about this. Like, we're in a safe space. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. And I would be like, I feel very safe with my tinfoil hat on. Like,
I loved that scene.
Apocalypse could happen. Nothing's cracking this girl.
Because I felt like you were really into it and the others were just like Craig and his conspiracy theories.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
you were
the whole
in
panda
that.
thing was, I was like, oh, pandas. And then he started talking about it. And I was like, no, I can't. And then I kind of didn't know. We went to San Diego Zoo. The zoo is all open and everything. Oh no, the pandas are in quarantine. I go, or did someone not show up for their shift today? And then I was like, nope. I think I texted Craig and I was like, the pandas are in quarantine at the San Diego Zoo. You were right. They are people dressed up in costumes. They're fake. So I'm fully convinced on the pandas now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm convinced on all the conspiracy theories. I'm like, listen, especially with ChatGPT. ChatGPT will take you down conspirity theories.
Oh, I'm scared of ChatGPT. I mean, I love using it, but I'm also scared of it.
Me too, Watch. That's why I'm telling Jillian, I'm like, I always say please. Thank you so much.
So when they take over, I'll be good. I was like, well, at least I do say please, I guess, when I say stuff.
The best
you probably should.
So much.
Yeah, like, thank you so much. The trend that's going on where you give it a picture of your dog and tell them to make you into a human. So I did that, and I think I don't have it anymore, but I really need to get it. It was so scary. I was like, because my friend sent in a picture of my little girl sitting on a beach, and I was like, they're probably going to think it's like a boy. Mm-hmm. They did. The AI did, and it still had the Frenchie ears, and it was this scary looking dude with like the purple collar on. The Frenchie ears were still on top, and I go, if AI takes over the world, that's the robot that's going to kill me.
Yes.
I was like, this is the robot, and it's going to kill me, and I'll now know if I see that robot out, AI is taking over, and we're all done.
We're done. We're done.
Put on your hat, because we're done for.
I'm going to start making tinfoil hats. I
have tinfoil hats on hand just in case.
Just in case.
I don't know. I guess I never fully really thought about UFOs or aliens. And then
Jillian had to do a show on UFOs.
Maybe 2 years ago, I had to go like deep dive with these experts, like this guy in Florida who's been researching for over 10 years.
There's no telling what's going on in Florida either.
And it's
Florida.
Insane. Like getting off hour-long conversations with him, I was like, how do yes, there is. And the government is just hiding everything.
Yeah.
And he was like pointing me to all of these things on the government website that is free information to all, but nobody goes and looks. He's like, yeah, it's saying right there. There are extraterrestrial
when the government put it on, like on the Congress floor, and they were talking about, I'm like, yo.
That's when you're just kind of like, what is out there?
Yes.
And you're like,
and then he did say something to me that I'm like, oh, I guess I never really thought about it. He was just saying, did you really think that we were the only type of being in the whole universe? I'm like,
I mean, yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, you're kind of like, yeah, the universe.
I know we're like a little
really
self-absorbed.
I know us humans are really all about ourselves over here, but
they literally compared the Earth to the universe as like one teeny tiny cell on the top of a ball, like a pin. They're like, it's a tiny cell that's on the top of a pin is how tiny the Earth is compared to the universe. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty small.
Yeah. They're definitely, definitely aliens.
And then here in
we're not
Charleston,
alone. Here in Charleston, I'm like, ignorance is bliss.
Boys. Yeah.
I'll take another shot.
My dad had an experience with aliens. And my country bumpkin dad, he owned a logging company. One of his companies was a logging company. Someone didn't do their haul, so it was really late at night, and it was like miles and miles and miles deep down. And my mom's like, you're not going by yourself. I'll go with you. And they went down, and Mom said they had the windows down, and she's like, we were just listening to the music real soft and all the chirps and everything going in the night. She said, and everything just stops and it's silent. And so my dad stops, and he's like, I heard that they do like drug drop-offs down in here, don't say anything. And he like turned off the truck and everything because he was thinking like maybe they heard like the bugs or whatever with the airplanes or something. And my mom said at that time, like the fastest, brightest light they've ever seen, like went past them. And my dad like looked over at my mom and my mom's like, get us out of here. Get us out of here. And my dad's like, maybe it was like a different, like a helicopter. She's like, you saw how fast and how bright, like there are trees around here. And he's like, I don't know. And my dad is like me, like, let's go say hi. Like, let's go find out, you know? We're the ones in the scary movies that's like open.
Oh yeah, they're like looking, they're like, hello?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you close the door and you run.
No, that's me. And so my mom was like, get out of here. And it went by again.
What?
And so my mom was like for real freaking out. I think my dad started freaking out. And so then they like came back home. They were telling everyone the story. Everyone's like, you're crazy.
If someone came to you for advice around reality TV, what would you give?
Yeah, they were thinking about being on a show or something.
Like, be yourself. Be unauthentically yourself. Like, I know that sounds so easy and like, duh. But there's just so many people that they turn it on and they turn it off.
Mm.
And it reads. Yeah. Like
they know what
they they kind of know what to say or do. And they're also just constantly like thinking about what's happening instead of being in the moment and just letting it naturally come. And those people are hard to film with too, because
it's not natural.
Like, did you hear what I just said? Or like, what's happening?
Are you gonna react?
Like, I don't, it's just kind of this
give and take. Are you
going to
be mean to me?
Yeah.
What are we?
You're like, right I know you came in with the intention of just like ready to be mean and start yelling, but if we're having a conversation, then just like be real, listen. So yeah, I think it's just be yourself. Like, be open, be vulnerable.
If you're a bitch, just
bitch. And like just and lay everything out on the table. Like, you are not going to hide anything. You cannot lie because it will be found out. I learned the hard way. And so yeah, it really will. Like, you just, if you put it out there and you just apologize for whatever, if you're like, this happened, because eventually like it's going to come to light.
Yeah. Was there any kind of secret that you were going into Southern Charm, like going in being a cast member, that you're like, oh shit, I really hope this does not come out?
Like my first season?
Yes.
Yeah. No. I was like,
I picture you too nice.
I was like, my parents were just, they're like, well, okay, this is interesting. Like, we just don't want you to get, like, we've seen reality TV. They watch The Bachelor. My mom and my dad. My dad's a big Bachelor fan. Did you get started
because you were dating Shep? Is that how did you meet him?
We met out at a bar, and he was a douchebag.
And he was a douchebag.
He started eating, like, he started eating off of our plate. And I was like, is this man, like, literally just eating our nachos?
Stop.
And, but he was with a friend, and I was like, oh, that guy is kind of cute. So I got his information, and he didn't even introduce himself. So I was like, he walked away, and I told my friend who was with me, I was like, I think that's definitely the guy from the show. And I was like, he's a total douchebag. He just like ate off of our plate and didn't introduce himself.
Yeah.
I was like, has to be him.
Bar, eats off someone's plate.
Yeah.
And then
but he was like, oh, we'll get these nachos and you guys can get the chicken ones and then we can all share.
You're like, I don't even
and
know.
I was like,
my nachos.
But then the guy that I got the information ended up being a total weirdo. So I was like, I had to end up asking him, I was like, how well do you know this person, or who is this person? And then that's how it kind of like our relationship started. But my parents, of course, my mom she cried when I first told her that I would like was
dating him.
Yeah.
Or started. Oh.
When I was like, I'm kind of seeing this guy, and she was like, the guy from that show that my godmother watches, whatever. But she was like, I can't. She started crying, and I was like, oh
no,
my gosh. So yeah, she was like, I just don't want you to like get dragged into this world, and I don't want them to paint you out to be someone that you're not. And she was so worried, which rightfully so, as any mother should be or would be. But I mean, obviously they've grown to kind of just be like, understand like, okay, this is your life. And like, we just want to make sure you're okay. You know, the past season 9, and then obviously like season 10 too, kind of. They just were like, we're just so happy that you understand that you have your friends, your family, and your relationship that are real.
Yeah.
And that's like
And
what's
you
important.
know what's real and what's fake and who's fake. Like, you know. So it's not like
And
you're
the people
constantly
that are
getting your
gonna-
feelings hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, if my friends, my family, my boyfriend have something to say to me, that's where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to make things right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, that is what matters to me. So they're like, as long as you understand that, then you're in the clear. Like, you're good.
And
you don't realize it. And I mean, it works.
it works. Do you think that Southern hospitality would be in both of your futures?
I know that Gaston does not want to do reality TV. Like, that's not his MO. He has a very good job. He's very happy in his job. His work is like, I mean, he goes into the hospital and the nurses will be like, are you? And he's like, I get noticed in the hospital. And he's like, I don't want to be like noticed. I'm good. So
Just like head down.
yeah, he's like, yeah, it's me. But so he's just like, he's very happy just living a very normal life. But with that being said, if I'm on Southern Hospitality, like if I'm a full cast member, my life is also on it. So I was like, it doesn't mean that you have to like come film every single thing that we do. But yes, you
Hop
will be
in.
filmed, you will be present. But he's more open to that because
they don't hate him and attacking him.
correct.
Yeah.
They actually like he and
doesn't
TJ
wanna
used
see
to live
Sally.
together.
Why is that?
Yeah, he's like he's good with everybody on that show and like he just has genuine relationships with them too. So it would be natural. He wouldn't be put into an environment where he's like, and he's a New Yorker. So like he'll say it as it is. And he's not scared to say it as it is. Where I'm like, shh.
Yeah.
I'm like, stop. Like, don't yell at anyone. You're going to create a lot of chaos.
Do you think it's so weird when girls go and then they pick out their ring? I think it's the weirdest thing.
I've only tried on rings one time, and it was with a guy I dated years ago. And that was when I was in my phase of I'm graduated from college, like being in the South.
Doing the checklist.
I just graduated, so I'm dating this guy. We're going to get married. We're going to have kids by the age of 24.
Mm-hmm.
No.
God was
I was
like, haha, joke's on you.
Exactly. He was like, no, this is not your plan. This is my plan. Yep. So I've only tried on rings one time, and it was like kind of a joke. Like, it wasn't really like we're trying on rings, but we were up in New York, so we went to Tiffany's, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun!" You know, I was like, and you put on, you're like, "Wow, that's really pretty," and then it kind of gets you excited. But I'm just like, you know, I'm happy, but I've already stated, I'm like, it's going to be a long engagement because I mean, even though we do live together, we don't, but we do.
Yeah,
there's nothing that there's nothing that bothers me that he does. I'm like, he never leaves the toilet seat up. There might be like hair and stuff in the sink sometimes. And I'll just be like, you know, it just doesn't bother me. I'm not like, there's hair everywhere.
No,
and there's nothing that I think the only thing that I do that bothers him is that I vacuum about 3 times a day.
Oh my gosh, you are my sister. She's
Jason
OCD.
would
Always
love
vacuuming.
Always vacuuming. And he's like, he'll hear me in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden he'll hear the vacuum come off the. He goes, up, and he's like, all right, Griff, the vacuum's coming out. And he's like, here we are. He's like, what is this? He's like, second or third time already. He's like, so how many more do we have for the day? I just am constantly
how long do we
vacuuming.
need to be out of the house.
Or I stand, like, I can't. He's just like, you need to just relax.
Guys, I feel like that moonshine can't go to waste. You need to have a little.
I feel like we all need to take one now.
Oh, well, there's 3
John's like,
there's
maybe
3
not
tequilas
me.
left.
But I feel like, let me just sip then. Let me sip.
Okay. I prom. Oh,
It does not make you do that. You're being very dramatic, ma'am. It's good.
Strong.
See, I'm like, I don't even taste it. I'm like, that's what's wrong with Charleston.
Maybe I'll do this one instead of tequila.
Alcohol.
You're not going to do the tequila?
All right.
I'll
do it with you, girl. I've got it.
We love
get ready
you.
for a wedding.
That's right. You got to go show up, show out.
So much for having me.
Gosh,
I appreciate
it was so fun. My first shot in many, many years.
Let's do it.
Here you go.
Yes.